Good morning, my beautiful people. It's Friday. It's Friday, and I do want to talk about Robert Sylvester Kelly. I need for you to give me a few minutes to share this show. Um, and I will be right back. Oh, okay. There is Lady Alicia. I just started 49 seconds ago.
Okay, great.
You can start. I want to share the show.
I want to apologize for being a little bit late. She having some issues today.
Yeah,
How is everyone? I hope everybody is safe and well.
yeah, we're doing fine. Hold on, because a lot of people listen to the show when I put it in the truth. Hold on.
So, guys, what
Hey,
did you think of
everybody,
our
it's
show
Friday.
yesterday?
It's
Oh,
Friday.
yeah, it
It's
is Friday.
Friday. It's a good day. And as soon as I share this, I'm only going to share it one place. I'll share it because Miss Margaret looks at it through the.
Oh, yeah, please make sure Miss Margaret can see it.
Okay. So, first of all, this is one thing I want to make clear. I am over here. I am trying to do everything I can to help Robert Sylvester Kelly. I have people with different viewpoints. I'm sorry, people. Everybody don't like R. Kelly. I love him. I'm gonna be there, but they they're trying to send this man away for life. They're not talking about sending him to boys' camp, people. We're not talking about going to camp. We're not talking about going to college. We're talking about going to prison for the rest of his life. And I am letting you know how the prosecution is thinking, what they're thinking, and mostly what evidence they have to prove. I am also asking people to help me with humanizing Rob, saying Rob is a victim. We love Rob. Listen to all the good things that Rob has done. All that other stuff is not going to help him. It happened. What are you going to do, people, when you get there and they show Rashonda on that tape? What are you going to do? You say don't talk about it? Yes, we have to talk about it. It's part of the case. And then everybody talking about regurgitating rumors that's been going on for 30 or 40 years. The streets talk, people. So if you're not going to help me when I go to New York to try to pass out flyers and make him to put a spin on this, it really doesn't matter because most of the stuff they had the evidence on. Now, what are you going to do to help change his image? This is crazy. Crazy. No matter what, I'm going to stick by him and support him. Rob is a victim. Rob is a victim of circumstances. Rob was born into this world on things he could not control. He is a victim, people. So that's the narrative that I'm going to spin to make him look like a human being. A human being who I love. So, Lady Alicia, if you want to say anything, you can go on.
Yes, I do. Because, It's so elementary to me that people choose to believe that Rob is hated. And I mean, there may be some people who do. I'm not one of them. I can believe that he should pay for his crimes without hating him. I mean, that's such an immature way of thinking. In order for me to believe that he should pay for his crimes, I have to hate him. That's stupid. Yeah, I said it. Stupid. But in saying that, I also believe he's a victim. But as I said several times yesterday, one does not negate the other.
And that's something that we disagree on.
Exactly.
And
That is
I say
something that
with
we
him
do
being a
disagree
victim,
on.
it's fucked up his whole life. Okay? Okay, you people that don't get it, and which I'm not trying for you to get it. I'm trying to prepare some of you people for what's going to come up if there is a trial.
Exactly. If there is a trial, denial is not a great place to live. It really isn't. If there's a trial and all of this evidence that the government has is presented, and you're faced with those facts, then what? Are you going to deny it? Is it all going to be a hoax? Are you going to claim that, the government planted the evidence? They altered all the tapes. They pressured everybody to lie. I mean, I'm sorry. That just sounds insane to me. Because you people argue with a damn signboard. You have to prepare yourself for the evidence that's going to come out if this trial happens. You don't want to talk about Rashonda. Why? Because you can't refute Rashonda? Because you can't refute that evidence? Because you can't claim it to be a lie?
She is testifying against him.
Yeah, she's testifying against him.
She
Lots of people are testifying against
yeah.
him. She's testifying against him, absolutely. She, her parents.
Yeah. And so,
But this narrative that he's hated simply because, and I don't regurgitate rumors. Okay? I don't believe in rumors. I know what I've witnessed. I know what I know. Now, just because you don't know it doesn't mean it's not factual. So, let's not do that. If you have a problem with the truth, if you have a problem with facts, don't listen. Because I'm going to tell both. And I'm going to give my opinion.
and that's why I brought her on here. That's why. And like I said, we do not agree with a whole lot of stuff. Because she know I'm sticking behind him. I say he is a victim, with him being a victim, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it to try to help him. Because all the other stuff talking about Aaliyah and all of that, and you got Demetrius Smith saying they wouldn't have got to, I mean, that's absurd. Everybody can stop all of that. We have to make Rob look like a human being, a good man with a heart. An excellent man with a heart. A victim that still had a heart. A victim. This is what they created. A victim. That's how I feel. No, I'm not on here trying to get money, cash apps. I'm not trying to beef with anybody or anything. I don't give a fuck what nobody else is doing. I know what I'm trying to do. I am trying to get people to see that Rob was a victim. He was born into a terrible environment. The way he was raised, I'm trying to get sympathy for him. Sympathy for him. And maybe more people will support him. You're worried about one person that I bring on saying she hates him and not.
Wait. I never said I hated him.
Well, but this is what the comments was.
Oh, okay.
No, no. The entire world. Lifetime has done 2 documentaries on the 3rd documentary. They have made the world turn against this man. They have turned against him. The whole industry, nobody's talking to him. Everybody distanced themselves from him. And you're worried about me bringing a guest host on here, giving you things from the prosecution side of how they're thinking and how this case is going to probably go. Go after Lifetime. Don't come over here with that mess. Go after Lifetime. They didn't tell the whole story. But some of you people, you can't even work together. Even if we wanted to try to sue them, you wouldn't even stand behind. I mean, you people are nothing like the Michael Jackson moonwalkers are, the alleged supporters. We can't get anything accomplished because y'all too busy worrying about bullshit.
Mm.
Not the facts. Facts. Robert Sylvester Kelly is a victim. And it hurts me. I don't even sleep some nights thinking about everything that's been done to him. The way the people used him. His whole story is sad. And what they've done to him now. Because nobody helped him. And you ignorant people on here, views, likes, lying, thieves, liars, you ain't done shit but cause chaos. And I'm sick of all of y'all. All of you motherfuckers need to just fucking disappear. Motherfucking bitches talking about 1 minute they working with the devil, then the next minute they saved and sanctified. Go to hell or meet me there. All of you that stole from him, people that was trying to help him, you go to hell too. I'm sick of y'all. You ain't done nothing to help him.
Well, I certainly can't agree with that. You know, I don't hate Robert at all. You know, this was a kid that I watched him and his little friends singing at the train when I would go to work in the morning. You know, this was the kid that I hoped would make it. And he did. And his story is absolutely tragic. And I'm not immune to that. I'm not immune to any of that. But it's possible, and I know that it's possible because I do. It's possible to believe both. I don't know Robert personally. How do you hate somebody that you don't even know? That's ludicrous to me. And for some of you to define what hate is, who the hell are you? Who made you judge and jury? None of us here are going to be sitting on that bench in a row. None of us are going to be in that jury pool.
Yeah, hate.
And what April is trying to do, and I agree with what she's trying to do. What April is trying to do is change the narrative, is to just get his story out there for that potential one juror, because that's all it takes. And I said this several times yesterday. It only takes one juror to have doubt, to see things differently. And really, that's your only hope right now. If this goes to trial, putting Rob in a different light is the only hope that he has. If he doesn't change his plea, you know, if he really goes to trial as it stands, he's done in New York. And that's the case, that's going to send him away for essentially his life. So changing the narrative, if you truly are a supporter and you truly want to help, and you just don't want to sing the same old song and regurgitate the same bullshit. Everybody's lying and it's a conspiracy. It's Sony. It's this one. It's that one. He didn't marry Aaliyah. The marriage certificate was fake. I mean, if that's what you want to do, fine. Hasn't helped yet. So what makes you think it's going to?
They actually laugh at some of these bloggers. They really are. I hate to say it. I hate to bust y'all bubble. They laughing at y'all. They really are. You think you're doing all of this good work and they're laughing because they had the evidence to prove you wrong.
First of all, I don't understand how people can believe for 2 whole years now. It's been 2 years since it started. How you sit up and believe the stuff that bloggers bring, the content that they bring to you. How do you think that it's effective when it hasn't affected anything? You know, you can say what you want to say, you can believe what you want to believe, but the fact remains Rob is sitting there with several dozens of charges in 3 different jurisdictions, and the man is looking at life in prison.
The remainder of his life in prison, not fucking going to college or boys camp or something. But I think a lot of you probably already knew that. That's why all of y'all got together and scheming and scamming.
This back and forth with the bloggers and their people, it's ridiculous. It's like, what you guys remind me, it reminds me of a damn soap opera on TV during
It's
Sweets
worse
Week.
than the soap opera. Yeah,
you know
because
it,
it's real. It's like, am I in a fucking Twilight Zone?
I say that too. I say that too. but that's what they remind me of. It's like, okay, we're gonna be mild and mellow this week. Okay, we need views and likes. Let's ramp it up. It's like a damn soap opera. Like, who's gonna get the most views and likes? Okay, we gotta cause some chaos now.
I don't
Like,
care. To be honest, I don't care about nothing. Only about his case. I don't care. I mean, that's his family. I don't care about the rumors about the sit. I don't care about none of that shit. None of that.
good morning.
Good morning, Pan. Good morning, Quiet Storm. The only thing I care about
Hi, Quiet Storm.
is Rob. Rob not spending the rest of his life in prison, creating a narrative showing Rob as a victim to help him. And if you keep on sitting back listening to what people tell you and spreading that information about MCC, you're going to look up and they're going to transfer him because they're about getting sick of the rumors and lies.
And MCC really is not that
Well,
bad.
yeah, my wig, it can melt. So, and we're going to leave it up here because I don't care about what you ignorant people say about me, about my wigs, about my age, about me not having teeth. None of that bothers me. It goes to show the mentality of you. I support Rob. I want Rob to be seen in another light, and that is as a victim also.
Kiara Lambert, what's your issue, sweetie? You didn't get enough attention when you
Yeah,
were a
I'm
kid.
sorry.
What's your
Because
issue?
nothing anybody can say on these shows, because baby, I've been a star all my life. I was a love child. I got everything I wanted. So coming to me at 58 years old, it's not it's not going to move me. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, respect my opinion says Rob, excuse me, allegedly will be transferred by February 2021. Yeah, I would think so because if the trial in New York is set for April, then yeah, they'd have to get him transferred in February because that wonderful pre-trial hearing we're waiting on. So yeah. So
Oh
I
no,
guess
respect my opinion. The people not upsetting me. I had just got emotional in the beginning when I was just talking about Rob trying to change, you know, trying to change the narrative, and like these people, these so-called supporters and whatever, like you guys are really you're the worst so-called people. All you've done is steal. I mean, you've done nothing to help him. Nothing, nothing, and it's sad. His whole story is sad, and we're trying to create a different narrative so one juror can look at Rob as he is a victim. We just need one juror, one juror. And so, coming to me, I want to make this clear to the audience or anybody else that's listening. I don't give a damn about what none of y'all think about me. I done survived cancer, being hit. I got a pass. I don't care what you think about me. I am 58 years old. I don't have time to play with kids.
oh
I don't care what
oh
you think about me. You do not sign my check every month that I'm going to get every month. every month as long as I live. So you don't matter to me. Coming in with all of the negativity and stuff, that does not move me. Please know that. You don't move me. Period. You don't move me. And you sick people is probably some of the reason why Rob is in this situation.
Do you see what happened in Chicago? Chicago PD goes inside of Afro American house because they had information. Yeah,
Yeah, we saw that
yeah,
page
that happened. That happened. Yeah,
a year ago. We come
yeah,
to
that
find
happened
out.
a year ago exactly.
And Lori Lightfoot, the mayor of Chicago, knew about it. And she she's like the rest of them now, holding back information. So I've lost my respect for Lori Lightfoot.
Mm, mm.
You know, she did come back and say that she knew about it, right?
Yeah, she did. She came back, but what people have to understand is Lori was not the mayor when this happened. First
Oh,
of
okay.
all,
She wasn't the
she
mayor.
no,
Okay,
no, she
right.
wasn't the mayor when this happened. And like she said, she'd heard about it, but didn't remember it because she wasn't the mayor at that time.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, she came back and she said, "Yeah, I remember being told about it." But people are upset because um, the attorneys for the city of Chicago went to court and tried to stop the video camera of that incident from being made public. Now, people have the misconception that because the city of Chicago's attorneys did this, that it was at the direction
No.
of the mayor.
Yeah. Oh, Kiera, that's your opinion. I'm not mad at you, baby. I'm not mad at you. I don't argue with people about Rob. Do you want my address so you can send me a wig?
You know what? Don't get a baby any attention. The
I know.
baby
Poor
the
baby.
baby the
Poor baby.
baby is acting out. Don't give the baby any attention.
Yeah.
Just, ignore the baby and they'll stop having tantrums.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. I said that yesterday, respect my opinion. Chicago is the most corrupt city in America. In terms of politics, it is. I said that yesterday. I told people they didn't believe me. Go Google it. Yes. Our political corruption is higher than anyone in the entire country. Um, I said earlier on, people always ask me about Lori Lightfoot, and I've always said there's some things I like about her and some things that I do not. But now I happen to believe, because born and raised in Chicago, and because we are the most politically corrupt city in the nation, I believe they are corrupt. So, I don't put any, what's the word that I'm looking for the lack of a better word, I don't put any faith in any of them. They're politicians. They're liars. They're like lawyers. They're liars. They're going to say whatever they need to say, to push their narrative to get what they want. So, it is what it is. It happens all the time. This isn't the first time the police have ran in the wrong house. They do it all the time. It's actually quite common.
How do you go into the wrong house though?
Not paying attention. Not paying attention. Sometimes you get a warrant and it'll have an address and no apartment number. So the assumption is, if it doesn't have an apartment number, it's the first unit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, it may not be the first unit. Now, in this particular case, they were given this lady's address and apartment by a snitch. Okay? They got this information from one of their snitches, and it was bogus information.
Okay, Miss Harriet. Today's a whole new day. Yeah, we can agree to disagree. Okay. All right. Glad you're back. Okay, you can continue on, Lady Alicia. I'm just gonna post the comments
Yeah, that'd be great
because
because I'd
I'm
love to
just
see them as
today
well.
is a very it's really emotional. I don't people that really know that really love Rob, really love him, not in love with him, but don't want to see him in prison for the rest of his life.
I don't want to see him in prison for the rest of his life. I've said that numerous times.
These
I
are
don't
the
believe that
that
he
they
should be in
bought.
prison
They
for
never
the
want
rest of
us
his
to
life.
see him again. And so I've gotten so sick of these people. And all I'm trying to do is try to change one juror's mind and tell people to start saying Rob was a victim, change the narrative. That's all. That's all.
But getting back to the, you
Okay.
know, officers kick down the wrong doors all the time. It's really common. That and them illegally arresting people, those are the largest lawsuits that they've paid out to date. It's common. It happens. Um, Sometimes they have the wrong address. They don't pay attention. Sometimes it's just wrong information. Like in the Breonna Taylor case, they were looking for her ex-boyfriend. He did used to live there. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm just making an analogy. I'm not at all saying that these officers were right at all in Breonna's case because we already know what that was. But I'm just showing how those things do happen. But a lot of times it's just carelessness. You know, you might look at a paper and see a 3. Hell, it might be a 5. You know what I'm saying? And the guy holding the paper say, "Yep, this is it right here." So there goes the whole damn team. It happens. But we used to have a law in Chicago, and it was eliminated. But we used to have a law in terms of people being naked and the police. I remember the time when you could not arrest somebody without a shirt on. You better get them a shirt.
Yeah.
You know, we used to have very strict laws about that. For them to let that woman stand there naked for over 12 minutes, you know,
Okay.
and they want to say, well, their job is to secure the scene. Well, okay, that's true. But after they secured the scene and saw that there was nobody else in that apartment, why didn't they uncuff that lady and let her at least hold the damn blanket closed? You had an officer standing there holding the blanket closed because she was handcuffed behind her damn back. But she's suing, and good for her.
As she should. Miss Harriet Wells, it's not hard for me to hear negative things about him. Um, because it really doesn't matter what anybody says. I'm sticking by him. So that doesn't matter what anybody says about him. I just I have to look at the legal facts too. Once a trial, but none of that matters. It doesn't matter. I'm sticking by him 100%. But at the same time, I'm trying to get one juror, one juror to see that he was a victim of his circumstances, his upbringing. He was sexually molested. He was violated. That's all I'm trying to do. I don't care what they say about him. I'm gonna stick by him. I don't care what I see in the trial. I'm gonna stick by him. I've said this. I said this in presidents. It don't matter. I don't throw people away. I'm not judge and jury. Waiting on Lady of Leisure to come back and see what happened with her. But no, it's not hard for me to hear negative things about him. They talked about Jesus Christ, but there's also a lot of facts. Like I said, people got to deal with. We got Rashonda Landfair that's testifying. You know, we got 50 ex-employees. They come with the guns loaded. They come with the guns loaded. And the only thing I want to do is just make people see him as a victim, show sympathy. Hold on, let me see. How do you feel about that at respect to my opinion? He has a lot against him, but like I said, hey, all it takes is one person, and I got that faith, and I got that hope, and I'm gonna do what I can to keep that hope going. That one juror, it just takes one juror. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm so sorry about that.
Oh,
I don't know
okay,
what happened. I got cut off.
okay, all right. Harriet, I was telling Harriet, it's not hard for me to hear negative things about him because if you truly, I'm going to support him regardless. So it doesn't matter. I don't argue with people when they say something bad about him. It don't matter. I mean, this is like a person that has a family member. Okay, if it's your son, your brother, your mom or dad, you're going to love them regardless of what. So, it doesn't matter what the world thinks.
Do you think that Harriet? Do you think that uh Miss April walks around with earplugs on? She hears it. It's gonna be hard for the people to hear that are living in denial. You know, April is prepared. Know that she is prepared for whatever. So grown ass women over here.
Yeah,
We don't live in denial.
yeah.
We don't have elementary thoughts. We know what it is. Respect my opinion says, well, I'm facing a lot of challenges. However, I will remain hopeful, optimistic he come out of this difficult situation. Yeah. He is facing a lot of challenges, but again, things change.
Yeah,
We're out here, we really don't know what's really going on behind the scenes.
we really
We
don't.
we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We only know, you know, what's in the documents. It's all we know.
Yeah, because like I said, at pre-trial, we can look up. He can have a whole new legal team.
Exactly.
He can have. He can, be to change his plea. Anything can happen before the trial.
Exactly.
But what I am asking people to do is to make Rob look as a human being that was a victim. That's what I'm asking. I'm not. That's what Darlene April. Nobody else is asking to try to help him because he did face challenges growing up, and we can show sympathy for him. So that's all I'm asking. So um, if people would do that, I'm going to get some flyers printed up. Um, go to New York and hand them out because New York is really trying to keep him for life. People, this is not sending him to camp. It's not sending him to college. It's not sending him to a mental institution. New York wants him locked up for the remainder of his life. Am I correct with saying that?
Yeah, you're correct with saying. I mean, Illinois does too.
Illinois, all these places,
Illinois does too.
they have made him the face of pedophilia. They have created a media frenzy, a media hate against him. They have canceled him. So they came with guns loaded. So I beg of you to start talking about him being a victim, him being molested, him being violated, to have some sympathy to change that one juror. And I'll just post the comments since you're back, Lady Alicia.
Okay.
All right.
I am so tired of these people and the stimulus. Like, stop it already. My goodness. Every day it's a different story.
Yeah.
I was talking to right before we hopped on. I was talking to this nurse, and I asked her how she felt.
Hey, look at this. Look.
Jamisha Taylor at April Showers. You always take up for R. Kelly. If he really cared about you, he would buy you a good wig. You're allergic to human hair. If I buy you a human hair wig, your hair follicles will sneeze. Jamisha, do you and that other baby, do you have any original content? Because you've been saying this shit for the
Right.
longest.
Why y'all so
Is
worried
that all you got?
about
Your
weird?
brain don't function? That's all you got?
Like,
Baby, bye.
yeah. Please get
Girl,
a life.
girl, look.
If I tell
Take
y'all,
Listen, I don't have time for the baby. My babies are grown. Take the baby's comment down.
okay,
Stop giving them the attention that they're seeking. They're
okay.
attention
Well,
seekers.
I'm
They don't
just
need
letting them know that
attention.
they don't move me. They don't move
They
me. They don't
let them
move
know.
me.
You know
I
what?
mean,
When somebody doesn't move me, guess what I give them? No damn oxygen.
right.
Rob has a lot of
This is what
psychological.
respect my opinion
Okay,
says. Okay.
Rob has a lot of psychological mental issues he's dealing with, and his attorney, I hope, inserts that into his. Yes, that's what I said yesterday. I'm really hoping that they change his plea, you know, to reflect his psychological issues.
Hmm.
So, again, we're waiting on that hearing because we know, shit gets shook up.
Yeah.
Anything could happen. He could change his plea. He could take a plea. Charges could be dropped, reduced. We don't know. We can only go off of what we know now. And what we know now is that New York has him charged with racketeering and, you know, trafficking and kidnapping and all types of other things. And they're trying to put him away for the rest of his life. Illinois is basically doing the same. His case in Illinois it's dismal as well. So it's gonna be extremely challenging. I honestly don't see how he comes up out of the Illinois case unless, God forbid something happens to Miss Landfair.
Well, yeah. Because she is. And when we tried to tell people last year that she was testifying, they didn't want to believe it, because people were, putting false narratives out there that, that, you know, she wasn't testifying and all of this. They knew she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are going to be a lot of people testifying. I'm waiting to see, and I don't see how not, and that's just my personal opinion. But I'm waiting for Leah's mama to take the stand.
Against him?
I, she sure couldn't take it for him.
Right. Right.
You
Because
know,
you
I
notice,
wanna I wanna see
you do not hear Leah's mother mention anything anymore about them not being married.
exactly. She stopped that in January when the government came in with those documents and submitted those into evidence. She was just talking the week before that. She hasn't said a word. But yeah, I want to see if she's gonna take the stand against him.
Yeah.
Again, if it goes to trial, we really don't know if it's going to go to trial.
Yeah.
We know there's a trial date set, but anything can happen between now and then.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a very dismal case. Both cases, they're very, very serious. And people need to understand that. In the Illinois case, you've got just the one charge. He has several charges in Illinois. I don't even remember how many it is, but he has several. But just on the one case with Miss Landfair, that is a minimum. If he's found guilty just on that case with her, just on her charge, that's a mandatory 40 years. Mandatory. There are 4 tapes. It's a minimum mandatory sentence, and that's being conservative. But with Miss Landfair, there is a mandatory minimum of 10 years per tape. There are 4 tapes. And like I said,
Please
I'm
don't
being
say they don't have the tapes and all.
I'm being conservative in that
They have the
because
tapes, people.
they have the tapes. They have her sworn testimony. They have the sworn testimony of her parents and others that were around at that time to corroborate her testimony. So they have that. There is no question about that. No doubt. They have that. And, they can't offer him anything less than the mandatory minimum. That's 40 years on just her. And again, that's conservative because this is how this works. Once he gets convicted on one tape, now I don't see Diane taking the stand. I don't know. I'm waiting. I want her to, because if she's not taking the stand, then she should be in a cell next to him. My opinion. That's an opinion. If she's not taking the stand, then she needs to be in a cell right next to him because she has been lying for decades about his relationship with her 15, 14-year-old child. So, I don't really see how, well, I do see how she doesn't, but yeah, you know, the government does not play with you. So I don't see legally, and I could be very, very wrong because I don't know the government strategy, but I don't see them standing there with marriage license, marriage certificate, annulment records, and not having anyone to corroborate any of it. I just don't see that. Not having anyone to corroborate any of it. And then, two, there's the fact, like I said, that she's been lying for 25, 30 years about their relationship. That, hey, you didn't call the authorities and say that, excuse me, my daughter was having an inappropriate relationship with a grown man. You lied. You hid it. You covered it up for decades. So I know if it were me, she'd be on the stand. She'd be on the stand or she'd be facing some charges. And that's the whole thing with this case. You have to understand everyone, a lot of his, ex-employees and friends that are taking the stand against him, they're not doing it because they hate him. They're doing it to keep their ass out of jail. Because if they hated him, they would have done it 30 years ago. They would have told 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. They're only telling now to keep their ass out of jail. Glam Her Way says Diane could get in trouble herself for covering that up, in my opinion. In my opinion, too, Glam. Because in my opinion, had she spoke out, maybe, just maybe, there wouldn't be all of these other victims.
Alleged victims. Alleged victims.
You say alleged, I say victims.
Okay. Alleged victims. Okay. See, that's what I tell people. Me and her think opposite, but
Absolutely, we do.
fall out. I take heed to what she tells me and my other people I take heed to what everybody is telling me. I want the public, I want people to know just what the jury is thinking and why we have to start saying Rob is a victim. But you can continue on. The alleged victims, not victims, they're alleged. He ain't been to court yet. He ain't been found guilty. Alleged. Okay. Let me go get
You
me.
know what? Technically, not legally, but technically, you are correct. So I will say alleged victims when I can remember to,
Okay.
because I've always called them victims because in my mind, that's what they are.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Pan says she's here, but she's trying to set her show, and
Okay.
she's live in 1 hour on Truth Radio.
Okay. I'll be there, Pan. Pan is one of our DJs on the Truth Radio. Okay.
But yeah, someone commented that Rashana alone was devastating. Yes, absolutely. Harriet Wells says, I like this show because despite the hosts having different viewpoints, they have good commentary. Well, we have different viewpoints, and that's okay. We're not Siamese twins, we're not clones. We are entitled, as is everyone, to our own opinion.
I'm not going to argue with anybody about R. Kelly. I'm not going to argue with anybody. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Only thing I can do is put out there my take. But as far as getting into arguments with people and all of this stuff, man, no, I'm not going to do it because ain't nobody going to change my opinion on the way I feel about him.
Exactly. And that's
Now,
what
if I
people need to
argue,
understand. What I say, I don't say anything to change anybody's opinion. I speak my opinion. I bring some truth. I bring some facts. I speak my opinion. It is mine. I'm not telling your opinion. I'm telling my opinion. And
now,
it is absolutely okay to have opposite opinions. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think it's very elementary that people believe you have to get into it just because you have a difference of opinion. We grown ass women over here, all grown gray ass women over here. That's kid shit. We don't do that. Respect my opinion says the government has not granted any immunity for the witnesses. Lady of Leisure, how do you feel about that? I will reserve my comment. Don't reserve your comment. Respect my opinion. I welcome your comments. Um, we don't know that. We don't know that they haven't granted any immunity. We do know that they have. Yeah, we don't know that. They haven't said that they've granted immunity.
right?
We,
They
we
never
don't
said
we
that.
don't know that they haven't.
Hey, even when they come for the big drug dealers and stuff, we know they done gave them stuff. Yeah.
And they don't always give immunity. They give lesser charges. They give probation. They give, what I'm saying?
Because
Um,
to be honest, I feel like if cows go down, they all should go down. All right, I'm done. Okay, sorry.
it's okay. And I can agree with that to an extent. And you know, but proving, and see, that's the thing. And that's what people really need to understand. And people hate to hear this, especially clients. They hate to hear this. But a criminal case, is not about, it's really not about what happened and what didn't happen. It's all about what you can prove. It's about what you can prove. If you can't prove it, it ain't in there. If you can't prove it, it didn't happen. Period. So I'm pretty sure that the government is going after people that they can prove were connected in this racketeering thing. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Not that they, because understand something, just because somebody is a witness doesn't mean that they won't be charged. They could be a witness and get charged later. Respect my opinion. I want to hear your comment. Come on with it. Come on with your comment. Don't reserve it. Yes, the immunity can be sealed. Well, no, you really can't. I mean, they could try it. It holds no weight. It holds no weight. I'm sorry. Respect my opinion says, can the immunity be sealed? Rob attorneys can request that information to use as a lethal weapon against the government. They can request that information. Listen, they can request that information, but immunity is given all the time. It's not going to carry any weight in his case. It's not going to make the government look bad. It's not going to do any of that. Immunity deals are cut all the time for witness testimony. It's just, the way things are done. So, yeah, they keep things sealed for a reason. Just like, I mean, they will unseal them eventually, but they can't. I don't know about in New York, they can't keep them under seal after the trial begins. It's kind of like an indictment. They'll have an indictment for months before you know they have an indictment because they have it under seal. They don't unseal it until they're ready to arrest that person and charge them.
Well,
Like in the case of Don Russell. Don Russell was indicted months before he was charged, as was Rob. You know, they don't indict you and then run out and arrest you. When they get an indictment in racketeering cases and, federal cases, they're usually sealed until the arrest because they don't want you to know you've been indicted and then you run or you get rid of evidence. The problem with that in a let me explain something. Let me explain this racketeering case. It's a very difficult case to come from under because in order to beat a racketeering charge, you simply have to prove he didn't do it. And I don't see how that can be proven. Another thing, that's the defense. That's really basically the only defense you have. Wasn't me. Didn't do it.
okay.
Rob had his employees sign an NDA. Can that be used as his defense? No, baby, that's going to be used by the prosecution. That's going to be used by the prosecution because, it indicates how he ran his business. It indicates the secrecy and the loyalty that they're perpetrating that Rob made his employees have to him. So those NDAs don't help him at all. Not at all. But getting back to the racketeer, the RICO charge.
So, what's the point of signing NDAs if these people don't even have to honor them? I mean,
Well, they do have to honor them, but when you're in a court of law, especially in a criminal case, You know, that goes out the window. You have minors who sign NDAs. They don't know they're not worth the paper they're written on. They're minor. A minor can't enter into a legal contract. But they sign the NDAs and they think that they're bound to them. But, really legally, they're not. Exactly. NDAs can't be used to cover up crimes. So, if you sign an NDA to cover up a crime, then yeah, it's out the window. But, RICO, it's a devastating charge, and people are out here acting like it's all about some lying girls. No. The burden of proof for a RICO charge is not reasonable doubt. It's preponderance of the evidence. They don't have to prove that it was robbed beyond a reasonable doubt. All they have to prove is that with the evidence we've shown you, Rob was the most likely person to do it. That's it. Do you think Damien8778 says, do you think that Rob should have taken a plea deal, and is it too late to do that? Well, yeah, it's not too late to do it. Yes, I think he should have taken a deal. However, a deal has to be offered, and no one has offered him a deal as of yet. Now, again, we don't know what's going to go down right before the trial, because the government has already stated that there is no deal.
Again, while I tell people this case is very serious,
This
they
case is
want
very,
him
very
to
serious.
lock him away. They are trying
Thank you, Latosha. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much.
because he's not going to camp or college or he's not going on the tour. These people are trying to put him away for the rest of his life. Yeah.
And I really do think that's sad. I do believe that he needs to be imprisoned. I don't believe, and I said this yesterday, I don't believe that he needs to be in prison for the rest of his life. I just don't. I don't believe that. I just don't. There are too many variables in this case. I just don't believe that he should be there for the rest of his life. And I certainly don't believe that, his life's work should be just thrown away. People get angry when I say this, but I've learned to separate the artist from the art. I really have. Because I'm such a lover of creativity and art of all forms. So I can separate the artist from the art. No, Latosha, I don't have my own channel. And I have no interest in having my own channel. These people out here.
He just
Listen,
does me a favor so I can try to get people to see what's going on and the way people are thinking.
R. Kelly is a brand versus Robert S. Kelly. The government must prove he ran a criminal enterprise. Well, here's the thing. No, signing NDAs is not uncommon in the music industry. It's really not uncommon in any industry, truly. You sign them with corporate America. But here's the thing with that. That's already been proven. Because when you bring a RICO charge, that's where you have to prove the reasonable doubt. There's criteria to bring a RICO charge, and you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt the list of that criteria in order to bring that charge. So that's already been proven. If they don't have the criteria to prove it, they can't charge them under RICO. So the charge has already been proven. They've already proven that he runs the enterprise. They've proven that to bring the charge. So you know, that's that. Yeah, the jury has to believe it as well. But in terms of the law, that was proven when they were allowed to charge him under RICO. Latosha, I have been asked that question so many times, and I just really don't know. I really don't know. I don't. I'm sorry. Latosha Williams says, "You said you don't think he should spend the rest of his life in prison. What will be the appropriate sentence for him?" I don't know. It's very difficult for me to say. I don't know. I have read some of the evidence that they have. Well, I've read all of the evidence that they've submitted to the court. Um, I just don't know because there's with all the evidence that the government has submitted, there's so much more that we don't know about. So it's very difficult for me to say because I just don't know. Harriet Wells says nothing. Next comment, April, please.
No, she said,
No, 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 no. We're not doing the baby.
oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. That's
yeah,
not her. I'm sorry. Go
right.
back. I'm sorry,
She
Harriet.
said,
I
unfortunately,
confused
yeah,
you with someone else. I do apologize.
yeah,
I apologize,
yeah. We apologize, Harriet. Read it. Yeah, that.
Harriet. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, he is going to spend the rest of his life in prison. R. Kelly has exhibited this behavior for over 30 years. He has shown patterns of his behavior. You know, I don't know that. I don't know that he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Um, Glam Her Way says she agrees with Harriet. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know if he's going to change his plea now and say that, you know, same pattern for 30 years. Well,
And again, I want to say something to everybody. I support R. Kelly, but I'm also letting you know how people feel about him. So don't come in my inboxes and all of that. We are grown people over here discussing grown things. These people have their rights to their opinions. I'm trying to let you people see how people are thinking about him. So anybody is welcome to come over here and express their opinion. Okay.
Glam Her Way says he should have gotten help as a child. Well, who's responsible for getting help for you as a child? Your child.
And we also
You're
want to know Glam Her Way. It's like, how did he even get in Kenwood Academy and he couldn't read or write? I mean, it's just so much. Like so many people did.
and Glam, this is one, your comment. He should have gotten help as a child. That is one of the ways that he was victimized.
Yeah, he was a victim. Nobody got him help as a child.
Nobody helped him. Nobody helped him. Nobody attempted to help him. You know, um, he discusses things in his book that I couldn't even imagine. I thank God for the mama I had. She didn't leave us with nobody but my granny. Whew. And if granny had company, we couldn't stay there. But he said in his book that he didn't tell his mom things that went on when she was at work. Um,
Oh,
his brother said that he never told his mom that their sister was sexually molesting him.
okay.
So, as a child, where is the help? I mean, who do you get help from? You can't take yourself to a therapist.
So
Harry
that's
Wells
why
says, what
I
do you
say.
think? Okay,
That's why
that's
I
the
say
one. Keep going.
he was a victim.
Can you put up another comment, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
They just saying they respect. Thank you, people. Yeah. Now this is
Damien 8778. Doesn't this case come down to charges involving the minors such as Deronda Pace, LaShonda Lanthier, and even 15-year-old Leah, not so much the adults like Kitty Jones, who was in her 30s at the time? Um, kind of, sorta, yes. Yeah, in some ways, yes. But
like
again,
you
you
got
have to
some people that
understand
lied. Yeah. Okay.
that, you know, I would think that Damien, your comment would be more true to the Illinois case, not so much the New York case. Because honestly, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, in Illinois, the case comes down to LaShonda Lanthier, period. Period. Because that's the one that if he's convicted on, is going to get him a minimum of 40 years in prison.
Yeah. Deronda Pace lied to get with him and everything. Rashonda never has said anything. Okay.
Latocha says, how do y'all feel about some bloggers judging R. Kelly? You know what? Even
We're
though
not
I
even going to
believe
talk
he's
about the
guilty,
other bloggers.
but
We
some of the
don't care.
bloggers like killed the baby. Debo is a stalker and Larry's a scam. Yeah, you know
We
what?
don't care what they're
I
doing.
don't, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't, I don't get into that at all. People are entitled to make their money however they make their money as long as it's legal. So I don't really
And
care
please
about any
don't
of that.
come on here asking us what we think about other bloggers. We're not here for that.
Harry Wilson, there are victims who are
Yeah,
yes, there are. There are victims in the indictment that's not been made public. Yes.
well. And then this question is for me. Miss Latoisha Williams, the person that I know is not the person that has been presented to me by the world. Um, so um, this is not the man that I know. So I can't hold him accountable for a person that I did not personally know to be a monster. Yeah.
And Latosha, a lot of people say that. I hear that a lot. I hear that, he had the money to get help. I hear that all the time. But if you are not,
If
what's the word that I'm
nobody's
looking for?
not telling you that your behavior is wrong and they are helping your behavior and they and all your dysfunctional behavior is not normal, but they're not telling you that. They're just benefiting.
Yeah, and I somewhat agree with that statement. And what I was going to say that he did have money to get help, but how do we know that he knew he needed help? How do we know that? If this was something that was, I won't say supported by his family, but I would say if these were the things that were ignored by his family, there that were ignored by everyone else as a child, as he was growing up, how would he know, in his dysfunction, how would he know that what he was doing was not normal? If this is all that he knew, it's normal to him. If everybody is willing to be a participant and nobody saying, hey man, that's some messed up shit. or not enough people are saying it. Because, he was R. Kelly. He got some haters. If people that he trusted wasn't saying to him, hey, look, you need help. Hey, this ain't right. Hey, I'm not going to be a part of this. It's wrong. If you don't hear that, if nobody's telling you that, if everybody is engaging in the same things that you're engaging in, and you are, you have this dysfunction all of your life, how do you know what's normal and what's not normal? That's my question. Harriet Wells, do you believe he had a relationship with Geronda? Yes. Yes. I mean, come on. Yes. But I don't know why that even matters. I don't know. I'm not convinced that Robert knew what normal was. I'm just not convinced of that because he never knew normal. What was normal about his life? Absolutely nothing. You know, he's allegedly a product of incest. His sister molested him when he's 5, 6, 7 years old, 8, 9, whatever, for years. The women in his home that's supposed to be taking care of him are having sex with men and having him watch and take pictures. Like,
Again, that's why I say R. Kelly is a victim, people.
so I don't know.
Are you listening to what she is saying?
I don't know that he knows what normal is. And then you have all of these girls and women who sign up, and who allow his behavior to continue. And you have those who enable his behavior to continue just so they can get a damn check.
Yeah.
You had Barry Hankinson, Aaliyah's uncle, after he married his 15-year-old niece, still work for the man. Like, who does that?
Okay.
So, again, I don't know that he knew. I'm not convinced that he knew what was right, what was wrong, and what was dysfunctional. I'm not convinced that he could make that determination.
Yeah, Harriet. Yeah, Geronda Pace. Um, she was the one. She had been molested
I'll
already
be back in just a second.
by family members before she even got with Rob. She lied to be with him. So there are some people that did go out of their way to get with him by any means necessary. And Geronda Pace is one of those. Hold on, everybody. Lady Alicia, she must have got another call. Yeah. I hope everybody are enjoying the shows. First of all, I want to make this clear. I am doing these videos to I just want people to look at Rob as a victim. Um, I'm not doing this. I'm doing these videos to try to help him, people to look at him as a video. I'm not doing it to gain an audience. I'm not doing it to get cash apps. I truly, my family, we love Rob. And so we are just trying to help, to help. Yeah. Okay, Miss Harriet, we can agree to disagree, but you lied to him about your age at first. You show fake IDs to get with him, but we can disagree to agree. Um, she did whatever she could by any means necessary to get with him. Yeah. So we just want people to know and start saying that Rob was a victim. We don't believe he knew what normal was. He was molested, violated. We just need. Well, it depends on Latoya. It's all in how you take something. Yeah, I'm taking away the points where she says he was molested, he was violated, he could be a child of incest. This is why I'm making these videos, to let people know how people mind works, what they take away from a statement that a person says. Yes. Yeah. So that's all. And it just takes one person on the jury, and I want to try to reach that one person on the juror. That's going to be the one person that will be a juror on the jury, so we can have a hung jury. It only takes one. It only takes one. Yeah. Well, Miss Harriet, okay. All right. Well, I'm holding on to my faith, Miss Harriet, and there's
I'm
no
back.
offense taken. If that okay, Miss Harriet, Miss Harriet, okay, let's go up. So, okay, wait a minute. Let me start up to the questions. All right.
What do I think Rob is guilty of? I think he's guilty of the charges that he's charged with.
And I don't. Okay. Then now, when Latoya said that, she said watching this video doesn't make him look like a victim. And I was telling them, well, it all depends on how you take it. I listened to you as you said he was molested. I listened to you when you said he could possibly be a child of incest. I listened when you said he was violated.
You know,
And so people can take away what they want. Yeah, yeah. And then um and this is the perfect answer. Lady Allegia is looking at this case from a legal perspective, everyone. Legal. I'm looking at it from a family, we love him type perspective. Okay, I'll start just putting up the comments, Lady Allegia, since you're back.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So that's what. Okay, this is another one.
Respect my opinion says Robert is not 100% innocent. Well, no, he's not. But, again, I don't believe he should have life in prison. I don't. And even though, he may not be 100% innocent, there are mitigating circumstances. There are. And I believe he needs prison time. I don't believe he needs to be there for the rest of his life. I believe he needs intense psychological treatment. I really do.
But behind bars?
Harriet Wells says there are many stories with people who used to work with him that told a darker side to him. Well, the street talk, there's been all types of stories. But I don't know. I can only speak to what I know and what I believe. No offense, April, his trauma is going to have least consideration. Well, that depends on whether he changes his plea or not. If he goes with a straight guilty plea, it's not going to have any consideration.
No.
So it's a tough case, and I really,
No,
if
no.
there is a hung jury, they are still going to hold him. Oh, I don't believe so. But that is no, I don't. Well, you know what? I don't know because that depends. If there's a hung jury, they would have to refile the charges.
Oh wow. But they would have to free him though, right?
Ooh,
You don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I would say yes, but I can't be positive of that,
Because I
especially
mean,
in New York. I
they,
can't be positive of that.
they made him the face for the entire black community. You know, like they made this into a race thing. Like nobody cared about little black girls. I mean, they've just done a job on bringing him down to me.
Yeah, I didn't like that aspect of it either.
Yeah,
But again, that's the media's job
yeah,
is to form public opinion.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't like that either
yeah. Because don't
because
say that.
you all knew he married Aaliyah. You didn't give a damn either.
Yeah,
So stop with the madness.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I really didn't appreciate that narrative
yeah.
because you've got black girls out here right now, you know, that are sex trafficked right in the United States of America, and ain't nobody looking for their ass or crying about them.
Hmm. So,
Yes.
yeah,
Respect my opinion says the pretrial conference will show the directions on both sides. It will give a clear depiction of the case. Yes, it will. So, like I said, we don't know, if he's going to
okay,
change his plea. He could do that at pretrial conference.
okay.
They could.
Okay,
They
I
could.
have a question from
Okay.
on they said, why does she believe that Rob had relations with Geronda? Explain why she will accept any and everything the woman says. Witnesses say they did not have sex, and if you watch Bill Cunningham video, you see she was a prostitute. Why does she ignore that?
Okay. Because you're talking about he said, she said, and I don't deal in that. I don't deal in that. I'm talking about the evidence and the facts that were presented in this case to the court. You know, yes, I believe that he did.
Okay.
End of story.
Okay. 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 And then Miss Margaret says, Lady Alicia says he is guilty. Guilty of what? What has he done illegal? She is knowingly trying to assist the prosecution. When people want him to be guilty, if so evidenced by their voice when they speak, doing their best to influence possible jurors. I believe some blacks feel powerful when they try to take down another black, and she is one.
You know, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it, no matter how wrong it may be. That's your opinion. You're entitled to that. I am one little old lady. I can't take down anybody. Okay? I can't take down anybody. The prosecution does not need my help.
Okay.
They have over 50 witnesses. They have over 100 electronic devices. They don't need my help. And I've never, ever in my life had to dim anybody's light in order to shine. But I respect your opinion. You're entitled to it.
Now, you say he is guilty of charges. What charges? Poop in buckets or sex with women who were trying to get to him.
I'm sorry, read that last line again.
Okay. She says he is guilty of charges. What charges?
The charges that the government
Poops
has
in
brought against him.
buckets or sex with women who were trying to get to him.
The charges that the government has filed against him. Those charges. If you don't know what they are, look it up.
Okay. So she believes all of the government charges. Um, and of course, I don't believe him. I believe R. Kelly is a victim. And the reason I'm having an opposite person on here is to let people know how people are thinking. And I think we have to change our narrative. But, you know, everybody got something negative or positive, negative to say. So, yeah. And so, let me see. So, yeah, we are waiting on the pre-trial conference that will be coming soon. And I'm just wondering, because Lord knows, I don't think I could take another year of this.
Mm.
I will completely have to remove myself. I hope this trial starts this year.
Next year.
Because if it don't start this year, I'm going to have to like completely remove myself. I already had a stroke after the lifetime thing. And I'll be darned. I can't go through this. Sitting back, waiting. They're saying they want a speedy trial. It's not happening. It's too emotional um, for some people. I can only imagine what his true family feels like. Um, this is a lot. a lot because, I mean, like I tell everybody, they're not trying to send him to camp or college or on a tour. They're trying to send him to prison for the rest of his life. Okay.
You want to put up some more comments?
No, okay, we're waiting on more comments. Hold on. Let me go in there. Let me go. Because I posted it in the groups.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. It says somebody is writing.
Yeah, this pretrial conference is going to be very
Could you
telling.
explain what the pre-trial conference is?
The pretrial conference is the conference that they have before the trial, where they, you know, they argue evidence, they argue the charges. They can change a plea. Um, it's basically where the case is summed up. Basically, it's where the case is going to be summed up. So we'll know the direction that the defense is going in. We'll know the direction that the prosecution is going in. They may come in the pre-trial conference and get some of those charges reduced or kicked. We don't know. We're simply speaking on what's in front of us right now. So the pre-trial conference, it's very important, and it usually has a lot of surprises. So we're waiting for that to see how this case is going to shape up.
Okay. So, like so basically they're going to go into this pre-trial conference, the prosecution and the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to argue what they want dropped out or what evidence they want dropped out or
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
They're going to say, hey, these charges are bogus because of this, that, and the other. They're going to argue. They're going to argue their case.
Now, will the ruling be on that date?
Probably not. Probably not.
That's another date. Okay.
Yeah, it will probably be another date.
Okay. Miss Margaret says if Deronda Pace's sister says on TV that she was a prostitute, why can't she believe that?
Prostitutes can be raped.
Yeah. Okay. All right. She is too selective in what she decides to believe. Okay.
I mean, I believe what I believe. Everybody is selective in what they believe. Are you not selective in what you believe?
Yeah, I'm there.
Everybody's selective in their beliefs.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so when they do this pre-trial conference, okay, because I'm hoping that they could get the tapes dismissed that Azriel told them about.
Mm.
Different things like that. They're going to argue things like that, right?
Yeah, they're going to argue everything.
Okay.
They're
So,
going to argue everything.
yeah. And she gave them that information. It didn't come from him. But so, I don't, and this is nothing against Azriel. She gave them the information and they got those tapes, but I mean, he didn't tell them where the tapes was at. So they're just going on words of other people now on where they keep stuff, and
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, why not? It wasn't that it wasn't like it was a wild goose chase. She said, "Hey, there's his storage. This is where all his stuff is. If you want the proof, there it is. That's done every day. They got a search warrant. They went and got it. What's wrong with that? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
and
Respect my opinion says, I can't understand for the life of me why he trusts the ass so much. Girl, I just, this is what I was saying
people do
yesterday.
know that these tapes, the tapes, they the tapes. He trusted this girl to tell her all his business.
That boggles my mind.
He trusted Azriel with all of his business.
I don't know if Miss Darlene was on the last conference call, but I would like to know how you feel about the state saying that they had already viewed an enormous amount of child porn. That was the federal government. And yeah, they said that they had reviewed an enormous amount, and with all that they had reviewed, they weren't even halfway through it. So, I mean, it is what it is. How are you supposed to feel about it?
Right. I mean, Team Truth Warrior, I don't care what they have on him. I'm still supporting him. But for me, I will have to see it to believe it. I have to see it with my own eyes.
I don't think you want to see that. I
But
really don't.
yeah, and so that's that's just how I feel. That's how anybody would feel about somebody they love. Until you see it with your own eyes, then show me the proof. You're saying you got it, but show me the proof.
But here's the thing, and I have a question for you, April. Then what? You see the proof, and then what? It's not going to change how you feel about him.
Right, that's
And
what I'm
and
saying.
and
I'm still
and this
gonna
is what
support him.
I want people to understand.
Right.
Whether you choose to accept this or not, I am not here trying to change anyone's opinion because God knows nobody can change mine. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to bring Robert down. The government, his ex-employers have done a great job of that thus far.
Oh,
I'm just here to give some facts, explain some things, and give my opinion. I can believe that Robert Kelly is guilty as charged and not believe that he should spend the rest of his life in jail. I can do that. That is how I feel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Thank
Team Truth
you,
Warrior, I agree. I agree.
yeah, yeah.
I
And
agree.
and no, I wasn't on the last conference call, but I do think Lady Alicia did call me and say, I mean, we did talk about that
Right.
they view,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh, okay. So
You see, understand that just because, I think there are some people, and I'm not saying this to you, Team Truth Warrior, I'm just speaking generally. I think there are some people who come here with the intent of trying to make, Miss April see that he's guilty. She's not going to see that. And even if she does see that, what you need to understand, it is not going to matter. She loves him as a friend. She is going to support him, and that is her right.
Right. I would.
And just because you can't understand that, that doesn't make it wrong.
Yeah.
You know, if my son did the same shit, that's my son. I'm going to be in that court every day, sick to my stomach, praying to God, but I'm going to be there because that's my son. So,
Yeah. Nothing will ever change my mind. I'm still trying to help him. I want people to look at him as a victim. Nothing will ever make me change my mind about him, no matter what the outcome is. Yeah.
and I think that's what a lot of people have a problem with. A lot of people say, well, if you know he did this, how can you support him? Well, when you love someone and when you know them to be a certain way, you know, some people really have that unconditional love. It's unconditional. And because of all the things that we mentioned, because of, you know, him allegedly being product of incest, because he was sexually abused as a child by men and women and family members, you know, because of all those things, those are what I consider mitigating circumstances. You can't just throw him away, or maybe you can, because there is a deeper issue than, you know, this isn't a man who just decided one day to go out and prey on women. This is a man who was born and raised in dysfunction and sexual dysfunction. So, you know, I don't know.
And then again, even with you saying that, you're saying, he was raised in dysfunction, but you're saying he should go to prison and get help. Yeah, because he doesn't know. We don't know if he knows what normal is. Correct? It's just,
Correct.
it's just so many unanswered questions. Yeah.
There are many unanswered questions. And I just, again, I don't know if Rob is a product of incest. I don't know how that genetically plays into his behavior. You know, there's just so many unanswered questions and so many things that I believe
Could. Okay. Okay. Hello?
do you hear me?
Okay, now I hear you.
Oh wow, I talked all that
Okay.
time and you didn't hear a word. Here we go.
Oh, there we
Um, I'm sorry, can you put that question back up again? Because I answered it and you didn't hear a word. Exactly, Team Truth Warrior. You know, she loves and supports him, and people need to respect that. You know, you don't have to understand it, you don't have to accept it, but respect it.
Yeah. So,
Respect my
okay.
opinion. I'm always baffled over his loyalty, over his trust in Azriel or anybody to that extent. Like, oh, Lord Jesus.
Okay.
It is the bewitching hour. Miss April,
Huh?
it's two.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, everybody. I want to thank everybody for 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 coming on. I hope everybody will will start looking at Rob Sylvester Kelly as his upbringing. All we need to do is change one juror with what everything the state has said and what they've said on the conference calls and all of this stuff. So we just need one juror. Okay. All right.
Okay, I want to thank everybody for showing up. I appreciate all of your comments. They really are welcome, negative or not. Doesn't bother me at all. Uh, Respect my opinion. You are just the bomb. I got to tell you, you really are. I really enjoy your a lot of your comments. I really do. I
Yeah,
just want
I
everybody
appreciate
to.
everybody
I
comments.
do
I mean,
appreciate everyone.
and,
I
and,
do.
and I want people to know, um, I know people are gonna be talking mess now since I have you on here. Like, oh, she ain't for him really now. No, I'm trying to show people, which I've been trying to get people to see the way the other side feels. Legally, what's being done to him. Since nobody wants to think legally. And trust me, I have to think legally too. But with me thinking legally, I'm still trying to think of a strategy to still help him. And my strategy is to focus on Rob being a victim. A victim. So that's what I need people to start doing now, to say he's a victim so we can maybe reach one juror. We do know how he was raised. It wasn't in the best of environments. And that's the only thing that I came up with to try to help him. So I hope people will get on board with that. And even the people that don't like him, maybe just understand he's a product of the environment that he came in. And if you don't, that's fine too. So thank you all. Everybody have a good weekend. And also, I was going to tell people, you don't have to come in here. Nothing is going to move me when you talk about my wigs and all that other kind of stuff. I am 58 years old. And so, um, you all just be blessed. We all lucky to still be living due to this COVID-19. And I also want to say, let's try to get a better understanding of what's going on with this case. So maybe we can talk to our family members about this. Maybe you can talk to girls about this too, because we've seen a lot of stories that have come out from Peter Nager. And so it's a lot. It's a lot of accusations going out around there. So thank you.
Thank you all. Stay safe. I'm
Okay.
out.
Bye.